Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Jason. I'm a Course in Miracles student and a channeler. And today I'm coming on for Daily Dose of Hope Day 65. So a daily dose of hope is just that, a dose of hope. As the energies on our planet are starting to get wackier and wackier, and things are getting crazy and wild. And so my guides had guided me to come on and just give a daily dose of hope. And so that's what I'm doing. And so today I'm going to talk about sickness and psychic attacks, and how they're kind of connected. And then I just want to talk about the birthing process that we're going through at this moment. And then I want to go into a channeling. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about, I'll just talk about the birthing process. I was talking with my guides this morning, and they showed me a visual of what it is like, what we're going through at this moment. So we're kind of in the womb. We're in the womb and we're kind of going through the birthing process. And so at times it can be kind of painful, and it's kind of scary too, right? Because, think about the baby as a fetus kind of like living in this nice warm place and then having to kind of leave that water world into like a normal an air world, come onto the land, and it's completely different. They've never used this to breathe before, and there's light and everything's new and just shocking. And so it's kind of like that. But once we go through it all, it's a beautiful, beautiful process. But it can be a bit, and for the mother as well, just giving birth is a very, so I've never done it, so I don't know. But I mean, it seems like a very, very intense experience. Um, and painful experience. But we're going through the birthing process now, and that's why things can be a bit confusing. But we have to understand that we're moving into a beautiful thing. We're birthing ourselves into like a new earth. So that was the image that they showed me. Hey, Maria, how you doing? Yeah. So that was the image that I got this morning. That's what we're going through, and that's why I think it can be a bit of a roller coaster. Hey, Stefan. All right. Um, so we've got Europe. Yeah. All right. Europe in the house. Hey. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Maria, I'm doing fine. I'm doing really good. Yeah. The weather here is beautiful today. We get these really cloudy days and lots of rain, and then all of a sudden there's just like this absolutely gorgeous, beautiful blue sky. It's like the perfect day, and today was one of those days. So yeah, it's nice. Um, And the other thing I wanted to talk about was a few nights ago. So I think it was 2 days ago. I said I had a attack in my sleep, and it was a very intense attack. And so I was looking, at the calendar to figure out like maybe there was something going on that day. And I found out it was that's Walpur. I don't know the pronunciation. It's Walpurgisnacht. And excuse my German, Maria. Hey, Kathy, here for a few minutes. Snuck out of the event. Uh-oh. So it was Walpurgisnacht, and it's like a Halloween. It's like the spring Halloween. The day before. Oh, I said it well. Thanks. You're too kind. You're a good teacher. Yes. Um, but it's also a time when the veils are very thin, and a lot of those that are working on the not so bright side um, get to work, and so I think there's something connected with that as well. But so I wanted to talk about, so in this attack, in my dream state, I was kind of lying in bed and I was kind of shivering, and I was like, when is this going to be over? When is this? I know it's going to end, and I know what it is, but it's just this time it's like it's really rough, and it felt like, when you feel sick, it's the same feeling. When you're sick and you have a fever, you're all alone, right? You can't really like call up someone and talk to them. You don't have the energy to do that. You're so weak, and you feel so isolated, hopeless, lonely, cut off from everyone, all those kind of things. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is, so the Course in Miracles, there's always something that was really confusing for me, is that the way to heal is you atone, you become one, because separation, and they say separation, sickness is a demonstration of separation, and so I kind of understood that, and but when you're sick and then when you're attacked too, you can really feel it because you just feel so separate. You can't get that kind of real oneness feeling or that peace feeling. You're just cold and you're shivering and you're alone and isolated, and you can't talk to anyone, and you're just, yeah, you're not feeling too good. And so that was the idea. And so so it's just a separation, and the only cure is at one man, becoming one. So calling on God or remembering that you are one with God, that kind of stuff. And that's all I wanted to say. um, the other thing they say that I still don't quite understand is that the way to heal is to accept the one-ment for yourself, and then you can heal that person. And so I understand it and I don't understand it. So that's all. That's what I wanted to bring up today. But yeah, so those are the only two things I've got. Yeah. And thank you, Maria, Stefan, and Kathy. But Kathy, you might have to sneak back into the event. So I'm just going to do a channeling now. I did look back at the channeling I did about the psychic attack, and I was worried that it was going to be really dark. And I listened to it, and I was like, "Oh, Mary Magdalene, she just came in and just brought a whole bunch of light." I was happy about that because these are supposed to be daily doses of hope, not hopelessness. Um, so yeah. So and then I'm just going to bring in whoever comes in and ask, what do they have to say here? So here in Japan, we're on Golden Week. It's called. So it starts right around, yeah, I guess the same as walpurgisnacht. It's the beginning of summer, and it's called the Golden Week. And usually we have a few days off. Not as many as in past years, but still, it's good. And yeah, Golden Week. So yeah, so I'm just going to go into a channeling and see what they have to say, and what they have to add. And yeah, here we go. Greetings. We are that one that you know of as Jesus. We go by many names. You can call us what you wish. Yeshua, Jesus, the Christ, one of the Christs. You are all the Christ. You are all Christed beings. You are here on earth to experience and to remember that that is who you are, that you are all one, and you are all connected. The Christ, the name Christ, is not a last name by any means. It is a name of accepting that who you truly are, and that is what it is: accepting that you are a being of light, a being of love, and you all are, and you are all at different stages of accepting or not accepting that you are, of understanding, of being able to see that you are the light. And there is an idea on your planet, and that is about becoming awake. And this word has many different meanings. It has meanings for many different people. This is another, well, with your language, things can be very, very complicated because all of you have very strong emotional attachments to words, and you attach many emotions to words, so that when you communicate with each other, a lot of what you are saying is not communicated to the other person because they are listening to the emotional attachments they have to the words that you are choosing. And so, with your language, it is very, very difficult if you are not aware of your emotions, if you are not aware of how words can trigger you into thinking certain ways, into becoming emotional. Then it is very difficult to have a conversation, or to have your conversation truly understood. And this is the problem with words, and it always has been the problem with words, and that is why communicating uh, via your ability, via your spirit, via direct communication without using words, direct understanding is always the best way. But you are using words, and so what we would like to say about these words is that they all have very strong meanings. So just like this meaning of the word awake, and the other word that they use, the past tense, woke. Yes, awake and woke. These words have been flipped and shifted and turned into words that have very strong triggers attached to them, very strong emotions that are attached to them. Enchantments, you might even say. But enchantments are just emotions that are attached to things. And if you are aware of your emotions, you can't be enchanted by them. You can understand that there is an enchantment about it, but it does not come into you. You do not accept that enchantment inside of you. And this is what we'd like to talk about, though, is those words, because the word awoke and the word wake, awoken, you would say maybe only about 20 years ago in your planet, and they would have no meaning. You could use that word and uh, you could express your meaning with that word. But now that word, in a sense, has become co-opted, and it has been co-opted by many, many different people to mean many different things and to be a word that triggers. And so we would like to use this word to trigger all of you. Woke, awake, awoken. These words, do you feel something when you hear those words? Why do you feel something? Why are you triggered by a word? How can a word affect your emotions? How can a word be that powerful? No, 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 no. You are much, much more powerful than that. So understand when you hear a word that triggers your emotions, understand that you have to, well, we wouldn't say you have to, but it would help you so much if you were able to go into those feelings and understand why. Why could a word like that? You all wake every day. You all go to sleep and then you wake up again and then you are woke. You are awoken. And what is wrong with that word? There's nothing wrong with that word. So reclaim that word. Reclaim all of these words for yourself by taking the emotions out of them. It is just a word. It does not have any meaning. And as you would understand, with many of the things on your third dimension, they are projections, they are extensions. You are using your imagination to broadcast what is inside of you. So in that sense, those words have no meaning. They are describing illusions. They are describing things that aren't even there, and so that makes them even more meaningless by in that sense. So take back your words. Take them all back. They are yours to use and to convey your meanings. And once you start to take back the meanings from the words and take the emotions away from the words, you'll be able to express yourself and be able to be understood more. In these days of polarity, that is a major lesson that all of you are learning about what can be done with words and how words can be flipped upside down and on their heads, and they can be turned around to mean something completely different from what they were understood to mean. But this is a good demonstration of how meaningless words are anyway. Uh, you can understand that words that don't even have a trigger to them are just as meaningless as words that do have a trigger to them. You've just assigned, or you have fallen into the assignment of the emotion to that word. But take it back. Take all of those words back because they are yours to express yourself. You see, the more that these words have all these emotions attached to them, the less you are able to express yourself, the less you are able to express your heart. And that is what is happening now. Your communication is being more and more stifled. The words that you can use, the words that you can't use, the words that can trigger emotion, all of these things are coming up. They're coming up for review for all of you. It is a time of review, a time to understand and take back your emotions from that. You don't need to be emotional about a word. You don't need to hear a word and get emotional about it. You need to take those words back. And the more of you that start to take those words back, the enchantment will be lost. And that is one of the lessons that will be learned as well, is that you are much, much more powerful than that, than those silly enchantments. You have the power of love. You have the power of peace on your side. And that is so much more powerful than a silly enchantment. Shine your flashlight on those enchantments. Shoo them away. Get them away. Get them away from those words and use those words to express yourself, to express your love, to express your peace, to express your understanding that there is a polarity, but express that there is a way of looking at it from a higher perspective, that there are two sides, and that's fine, but both of the sides don't exist. The only thing that exists is love. And once you take back those words, you can start to take back and give out and extend that love. You see, this is the power of vocabulary, the power of your love and vocabulary. We are that one that you know of Jesus and you know of as many different names. And we're very happy to have shared this time with you today. All right. All right. Take back your words. Take back your vocabulary. I like that. Yeah, it seems even here on YouTube, there are words that I'm not allowed to use, or I can use, but the algorithms will kind of do something so that I'll get even less uh, people coming. Um, so yeah, that's where we're at though. Our language is being constricted, and that's very interesting that we can take it back. Just like when we can shine our light into different things, we can also take back our emotions, or take back our energy. So yeah, that's it for today. So thank you guys for listening in, and it was good to see you, Maria and Stefan and Kathy. And yeah, so ciao. Hopefully, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a golden week, a golden day. All right, ciao.